Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday Showdown on the Minor League Esports Network presented by APM. I am Lars Nude. I'm going to be your color tonight. Joining me in the casting booth, we've got Gigabyte in our first matchup of the night. We've got the Tyrants and the Flames for some high-octane Premier League action. Gigabyte, what are your thoughts for tonight?
Well, these two teams are pretty even to this point. The Tyrants currently 7-8 in their division. They have been making a run to the playoffs hard in the last couple weeks, going 4-1 last week against, I completely forget the opponents. We're just going to go past
Bulls.
that. They went 4-1 last week against the Bulls, thank you. And then the Flames, 5-10 to this point. They're not doing so great. They are looking to try and set themselves up for the remainder of the season because, after all, we are approaching the halfway point of the season, and it's the do-or-die time. These teams have to set it up and get themselves ready for the remainder of the season. But what a pair of rosters to try and do it with. These two rosters are absolutely insane, and we're going to see some great action.
Yeah, and that's one thing to note. We've mentioned, or you mentioned, to be more specific, that the Flames not off to a hot start this season, and you're absolutely right. We're mid-season. Yeah. The Premier League isn't going to play as many games, so they really need to pick up some wins here. But this is Premier League. We've got very capable players on both sides of the ball. I think we're going to be looking for a good run out of both sides here.
Yeah, Flames coming up with Doombug and Just Tuck tonight, and it's the... our sheets just entirely changed. So the Tyrants coming out with Zach and Fuzz tonight. These two rosters are crazy. They have been part of MLE for a while, and we know exactly what they can do. Let's see how well we're going to be able to execute tonight. We are off to the races already. The Tyrants off to a little bit of an offensive start. Just Tuck going to send this one back into his own side. Doombug takes the shot, and that's going to be a goal from Doombug. Ladies and gentlemen, we do know that the colors are a little bit off tonight. It's even confusing me a little bit, so yeah, just bear with us on that one.
And this, we see the quick turn off the face-off, 13 seconds in. I've mentioned it every time this weekend. It just kind of happens. You're out of position by nature of kickoffs. You can't let it get it down. If you are the Tyrants, you have to just walk it off and come back and make some goals of your own.
Some demo plays coming out by Just Tuck. Doombug saves that shot that was coming in by the Tyrants. Now Doombug facing off against Zach. Not one you want to be facing off against if you are Zach, but he does manage to take it away. Just Tuck sends another shot to goal, but Fuzz is there in time and sends a long clear back downfield. Opportunity for a counterplay. Sends it to center. Doombug was ready for that one and hasn't yet.
So far, not seeing tons of offensive pressure out of either side of the ball. Neither team able to contain a consistent push on the net, and not a lot of good looks towards the net itself. It's going to be interesting to see which team can kind of settle down first and get a good, solid attack, but that's a whiff that opens it up for Fuzz to tie this one back up at 1.
Well, never let it be said that Premier League players are immune to whiffs. Just Tuck just reading that one just a little bit wrong off to the side, and that's an open net for Fuzz. Takes advantage. Just under a minute in, we have a 1-1 tie. Taken by Zach, going to go back towards the net. Chips to center, shot by Fuzz. Fuzz scores it, and that's going to be the Tyrants taking the lead.
And again, quickly off the face-off, we're seeing a lot of doubling up on the side of the Flames. Not quite typical of the Premier League level. Typically, players are a little bit better of their awareness on the field. They're not going to double up as much. I'm not entirely sure what's going on the Flames side, but they need to find a way to get a little bit better space and cover the field a little bit better on the defensive end.
Maybe these two players have not played with each other all that much. It definitely seems like they're kind of leaving each other a lot of leeway, and not the trust kind of leeway either. It's like they're kind of backing up, waiting because they think the other person's going to mess up, and they kind of need to shape those up, not give as much distance, and rotations need to be a little bit better, right?
Absolutely, and it's you see it and it's awkward, but here Just Tuck is going to throw it wide, and that's going to be punished by Doombug, following up as Just Tuck gets a good physical play in the net to keep that net clear.
Yeah, Just Tuck just didn't quite get to the side in time, and then just boxes out the last remaining defender, and Doombug takes advantage. And it seems like the Flames, they're starting to kind of build back up to where they should be and where we know they can be, but the question is, are they going to be this inconsistent?
Yeah, that's the big issue here. We see it all the time, is that fake almost getting it by, and we can't really talk too much because they are getting good looks at the net finally. But it's consistency wins games. That's going to be the biggest thing here. And the other side, maybe Doombug and Just Tuck haven't played together a whole lot, but when you reach the Premier League level, you've got good experience solo queuing through these playlists and figuring out your team fast.
Just Tuck reaches back into goal and takes a hold of that one. Zach trying to set something up for his teammate. Unfortunately, the Doomsday is not going to come through. Doombug handled that one very, very well. He's going to carry this one back to center, looking for Just Tuck. Is he going to leave it there? No, he gets the challenge, but that's going to roll just a little bit farther back. He was hoping that one, I think, would pinch back out to Tuck, but we still play on as the Flames still have the offensive crowd.
Yeah, this has been interesting. We saw the Flames struggling a little bit in the early game, but now the vast majority of offensive pressure coming out of the Flames. The Tyrants struggling even when they get it clear to keep it clear of their net. But this one, good demo to open it up, but Just Tuck able to get back in time.
He wasn't able to get that boost, though. It kind of leaves him hanging a little bit. Doombug now having to just win a score of 50-50s to try and send us some backup field, which he does. And that was not well handled by Fuzz, excuse me, and that's going to be a shot by Just Tuck that gets sent out by Zach. Now Zach has an opportunity for a counterattack. Going to look to flick it over Doombug. Doombug is there in time, though, waits patiently on it, and then takes this opportunity to send us some backup field. We're going back and forth here with a little bit of ping pong action, but it goes off the table. Just Tuck is going to put it in the goal.
That's a nice center pass here. Fuzz trying to play control ball and take this away, but Doombug reading that touch perfectly to get it just gently back in front of the net, and Just Tuck follows up nicely, getting good pressure upfield to tuck that one away.
Great job by the Flames. They're just kind of punishing whatever the Tyrants give them. And the Tyrants, they've started to fall off just as the Flames have been picking up a little bit. And I kind of want to see them kind of get back to the kind of consistency they were at in the first 2 minutes of this game.
Yeah, the big thing I've noticed here is, despite this being Premier League and we have tons and tons of mechanical ability and speed on both sides of the ball, neither team really looking to open the net for themselves. They're just kind of waiting for mistakes and then punishing it. And speaking of punishing mistakes, Zach reading that low flick, able to dunk it right down and tie this back up at 3.
Yeah, Doombug just couldn't get that flick over Zach. Of course, Zach, gotta credit him for that, though. That was an amazing fast challenge, and he just read that the entire way. So great skill by Zach, great game knowledge, and Doombug unfortunately just couldn't get the ball on the back of his car in time. Doombug now sends a shot all the way upfield to Zach. He does carry this on his own back wall. Just Tuck back to center. Fuzz is there. I keep on calling Fuse.
I think it's the off spelling gets us a little thrown here in the casting booth. We asked beforehand for this pronunciation, and it still just kind of throws you a little bit. But Fuzz, fun fact, playing out of Great Britain, so playing actually lower ping than you might expect, below triple digits.
So what you're saying is just a little bit fuzzy. I had to. That's all right. I'll try and contain myself tonight. How's that?
No, it's fine. I enjoy it, and we like to have a good time here at MLE. And as things settle a little bit, as a little bit of back and forth, we're getting a little bit of pressure both ways on the ball, but no one really getting those good looks towards the net. They're getting a good job of containing, but they need to get it center and really threaten these defenses.
Tyrants are trying to do just that. Is Fuzz is going to try and dribble this one back up for Zach. Zach just tries to keep offensive control of this. A miss by Just Tuck. That's his second whiff of the night. Maybe that's a weakness of his. I don't know. Doombug does get one back out to center, but Fuzz is there in time. Doombug. Fuzz, great patience here to wait for Doombug. Baits him out again. One shot for Zach to potentially take this one. The demo by Doombug is going to make sure that doesn't happen, and that will be at overtime in game 1.
What a heads-up play out of Doombug to get back on defense when things start to break down and to absolutely demolish, pun intended, the shooting opportunity. Doombug with the flip reset, but nothing doing as Zach clears this away, and now we're back towards the Flames' end. Something we're seeing, the Flames have done a much better job in this game of containing the ball in the Tyrants' end. And the Tyrants, credit where credit's due, have done a good job keeping it away from the front of their net, but if they don't get pressure the other way, it's going to inevitably end in a Flames victory. We've got Doombug clearing this way from the front of the net. Unfortunately, it sounds like we don't have Gigabyte with us anymore, but now we've got the Flames on a counterattack, kicking this one down.
Back.
Fuzz
I
able
believe
to
I'm
touch
back
away.
on remix now. Yes.
Okay, we've got Gigabyte back. We've got an actual play-by-play caster now. You don't have to listen to me anymore.
Well, this overtime continues to go. We're a minute and a half in, and so far both teams have made a couple mistakes, and both of them have missed a couple opportunities that could have been really critical, and you know they don't want to miss any more of those, because as this goes on, the tenser and tenser you get. You just want to end this now.
Yeah, it's going to give this psychological aspect where people are going to make mistakes, but that's a good demo from Fuzz. Zach didn't see it coming, not going to be able to follow it. It's, you start to get panicky, you start to get a little too aggressive upfield, you go for shots maybe you shouldn't. But the flip side of this, we're seeing the pace pick up in this game. This game started kind of slow for a Premier League matchup, but now as it goes on, they get more comfortable and a little bit desperate for some goals. Both teams picking up the pace, looking for any edge they can over the other side.
Yeah, the longer this overtime goes on, the stakes get higher and higher, and the pinch by Fuzz sends it into Zach. What a placement by the Tyrants. The positioning just masterful here as Zach. What an amazing job being patient on that one, recognizing that 50 was about to come out, and Fuzz sends it to center, and great reactions to the Tyrants. Take game one in a real overtime thriller, about 2.5 minutes of it. And these long overtimes, they can have an incredibly unexpected effect on the remainder of the series.
Yeah, I think the biggest effect, honestly, to me, is it's draining for players to sit here and slug it out. We're only in game one, and we already have a game and a half worth of Rocket League played. If this continues, we're going to see some interesting play styles come out as they try to get an advantage here. I do want to break down that last goal just a little bit more. I know we've already touched on it, and there's a lot to unpack in this matchup, but Fuzz coming down the field, being patient behind the ball, doesn't have good control to get a flick or anything like that, and just baits out the 50. And people love to say, oh, it's an unlucky 50 or it's a lucky 50. There's a skill to 50s. It's all in how you approach the ball and how you actually attack it at the point of contact. And then Zach, so well positioned, far side of the net, but upfield enough to attack quickly once that ball pops free. Tyrants absolutely earning that victory in overtime.
Well, you can't say luck anything in Rocket League. The only place where you could potentially say any amount of luck is if you spawn off of a demo in, one place or another. That is the only place where RNG exists. The rest of it is physics-based. And nothing is luck in Rocket League. You can say you were fortunate that it went that way. However, everything in Rocket League is 100% under your control. And that was just a great 50 by Fuzz to send that one to center, like you said. So we are back in to game number 2 here. The Tyrants have the lead. They're going to be looking to double it up. But you know darn well that the Flames are not done.
Yeah, Flames, good showing that first match. We came in a little bit down on them for their record, but so far showing they're more than capable as that flick goes ringing off the crossbar and coming right back the other way. Doombug doing it back to him. Nice crossbar and down.
Doombug, you filthy animal, you. Jukes out Fuzz, jukes out Zach. Hashtag POTW nomination. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how to nominate POTW, clip it in Twitch and either tweet it to MLE Esports GG with the hashtag POTW or put it in the appropriate channel in the MLE Esports Discord. And that is definitely a Play of the Week nomination there.
Absolutely, that was a nice. It's just capped off by the fact that it came off of an almost better flick coming the other way in that corner, and they couldn't find it and just right back and do it to him. It's pretty. You like to see it, but now we're back into this. We're settling down a little bit. Flames getting a little bit better about their spacing, but still getting a little more bunched up. I'd like to see them recognize that positioning a little sooner.
They're kind of crossing each other on rotations too, which is kind of odd. Normally you like to see a more circular rotation rather than a linear one, but it seems to be working for them this game as Just Tuck capitalizes on a missed touch by Fuzz. I don't know if he just lost control of that one or just didn't read Tuck correctly or just hesitated a little bit, but no matter how you look at it, Tuck took advantage of that one, and that's going to be a 2-0 lead for the Flames.
Who are we to criticize if it's working for this Flames offense? And it's just a great fast turn out of Just Tuck. They were all the way back for boost and recognized what was happening and got back upfield lightning quick. And here's the Tyrants deciding to back off and not push that ball. Interesting. The Tyrants have done a good job when they are on offense of keeping their players upfield and aggressive towards the ball, but they just are still not getting those good looks towards the net.
Fuzz to Zach. This connection is pretty powerful. We've already seen it. Zach not able to take it off the backboard as the backboard defense well executed by Doombug. And now Doombug will try and carry it back upfield. He's been the MVP so far. Fuzz takes it away from him. Good control. Trying to flick it past Tuck. What a juke. Not gonna go in though. Doombug saves that one. That one would have been another hashtag POTW nomination, but that was, wow. That was a juke and a half.
To their car, and unbelievably, at that angle, that turn, the way it just was glued to the roof of the car was, it was a little unbelievable. I couldn't totally understand what was happening. I thought maybe it was a little bit of lag, but there, Doombug off the post misses the opportunity, and now the Tyrants able to turn around. That's a good dump. That's a good dunk. Excuse me. Doombug able to get the demo and break up that opportunity.
When Psyonix turns on Spikes mode without you realizing it. All right, Tyrants now trying to get this out of their own zone, but it's going to be a Flames opportunity to strike. Tuck does just that, but Fuzz will get the save and send it back out to the corner. He will chase it down. Zach will send it back out. Was looking for Fuzz, but Doombug now has an opportunity. Going for the flip reset. Does touch it over one, but Fuzz comes up with the save. One more for Tuck. Bang!
You just can't say enough good things about that play. All around, everybody on both sides of the ball. Zach coming up to challenge Fuzz, waiting patiently behind to see what happens and take advantage of that defensive positioning after that shot gets past one. But then, just Tuck able to come up and finish that. That's where those rebound shots are so important. If you can get those initial attacks, it doesn't have to go in, but that will, as Zach gets the Tyrants on the board. Finally, 2:19 to go.
Well, you know, I was just about to say that 3-goal lead is going to really put a lot of pressure on the Tyrants, but suddenly they strike back with one, and they have at least made it doable for themselves, because 1 minute per goal, that's easy. You can get that pretty consistently if you really kind of push for it. And we might have an opportunity for Fuzz here. He was looking to try and fake out Doombug, but Doombug just goes for the direct challenge, and that's not going to be able to be capitalized on by Zach either. Now, it's going to have to be the Tyrants. No, they're not going to have a scramble back at all. Flames not getting the clear effectively. Just Tuck out to Doombug. Doombug into the Tyrants' corner. Fuzz carrying it upfield. Gets boxed out by Just Tuck. Great defensive play there. Fuzz back to Zach. Zach takes the shot. It's going to go wide. And Just Tuck with the ball control is going to have it on the wall, but loses it. Oh, man. This is just a scrum on the goal line of the Flames.
Yeah, the Flames are in trouble here. They need to get this one clear. They can't let it keep getting shot on, and there is Zach barred down. What did we just say going back the other way? Those follow-up shots, that repeat attack is going to put the defenders out of position because they're forced to make a move on that first touch, and then you just get to easy clear it up and finish it off.
Well, the whole reason that one failed is because Tuck and Doombug double committed on that save, and Doombug pounded it off the wall, but just the patience there. The patience by the Tyrants to wait for that one to go through. They recognized that there was about to be a vulnerability, and they took advantage of it. So great game sense by the Tyrants that they've displayed all series so far, and now they're only down by one as a result.
Yeah, that's something I like better.
You know what?
Why do I bother?
I'm gonna.
Gigabyte, why do I bother?
No, I mean that was my fault. That was my fault. I cursed them. Yeah, because I had literally just said before that only down by one.
Oh, boy. No, that was a good play out of the Flames. Good job getting pressure upfield, baiting the defenders out of the net, and then finishing it off as soon as that opportunity opens up. What I was saying is what I've liked generally better about the Tyrants is their positioning on the field. They're not doubling up as much as the Flames, doing a better job managing their spacing and being in better positions to make plays. It's just here, the Flames have clicked. They've got it figured out. As Doombug able to get back and make that save, that is their 5th of the match.
Well, you know what? Those fast and tight rotations can sometimes work. And if you are communicating very, very well, they're probably the most effective means of rotating. But the problem is, it's way too easy to make a mistake when you're playing fast and tight rotations, which is why most people prefer to go for the long and wide rotations, like we're seeing the Tyrants here. However, if you're the Flames and you're making it work, you're executing on it right, it's really hard to beat.
You're absolutely correct. And the one thing I love the fast, tight rotation. I love being aggressive on the net. I like being upfield and trying to get lots of repeat shots on the net. The one place you have to be cautious of is as you fail to put the net ball in, if you don't score quickly, you have a nasty tendency to get sucked upfield towards the opponent's back wall, and then it's an easy clear for a goal for them.
Yeah, well, it's looking distinctly like penning a massive throw is going to be the Flames' game. There it is, mathematically impossible. The Flames will take game 2, and the Tyrants, they're still looking good, but the Flames, they just came out and executed very, very well that game. And really, honestly, when you have a team that's executing so well on their game plan, on their strategy, it's really hard to beat them. And for the Tyrants, you know, they just had a couple missed opportunities, and that really hurt them. And I feel as though if they had managed to get like maybe one of those goals that they had potentially had the opportunity to get and just didn't, we might be seeing an entirely different game here. Mental game means a lot.
Yeah, it's the momentum going through this, and the really harsh reality of missing some of these goal opportunities is not only do you not get the momentum gain of hitting that, but now you get down on yourself or perhaps a teammate because you had a chance and you lost it. And now they're sitting now. Even in the series, they could have tried to come out here and sweep, boost their ranking a little bit, and now the Flames threatening this comeback. They've done a good job executing. Again, though, I'm not super inspired for the most part in the way these goals are coming. It's great. I love to see that they're playing a good, consistent game, and it's paying off, and absolutely keep it up. Just Tuck looking for a few mechanical plays. That's awesome to see, but I'd like to see some more creativity coming down the field on both sides of the ball to open up the net a little bit better, get some passing plays, maybe some demo plays to really open up the net and take advantage of it.
And a lot of it has been on the capitalization on mistakes. That's what we're seeing from both teams. They're just kind of waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and there's no shortage of them in this game, believe me, but I feel as though for the Tyrants to come out on top here, the Flames are playing very well. The Flames either have to play super inconsistently, or the Tyrants are going to have to look to make their own opportunities, which we're starting to see here.
Yeah, a little bit good control ball, making that play back, and I just want to reiterate what you said. Yes, you can win games by capitalizing mistakes, but as soon as the other team figures out how to stop those mistakes, it's game over. You have to find something new. Tyrants playing good control ball, though.
They're going to keep the control of it. Zach back upfield was looking for Fuzz there, but Fuzz was not up there. Instead, it's Tuck. Tuck going to try and carry this one through. Great defense by Fuzz. Bug back to center, looking for the bounce off the backboard. Almost gets it, but the great save by Zach. Now Fuzz with the opportunity 1v1 here. What a dunk by Fuzz. The patience to dunk out Tuck.
That is Mind Games 101. Coming up, setting up for the flick, and then just letting it roll down the other side of the car as the other player pre-jumps to try to get in front of that flick, and then just dunk it low underneath them, tuck it away, and put that one home to give yourselves the early lead in Game 3.
Well, we've seen the Tyrants. I don't think we've seen an early lead from them, so we'll have to see how they react to this. Although another opportunity for a 1v1 on Tuck. He is able to maintain this time. Now it's Tuck and Doombug pushing it on Zach. Zach has to get a save here. He does. He gets past Tuck. Oh no, Tuck actually backs up in time. Dunked out by Zach. Shot by Fuzz. Doombug is back in time. The Flames playing a very speedy defense, and they're always seeming to have a second man, not necessarily at midfield, but up just a little bit usually.
Yeah, it's a good way to play where, especially at the Premier League, when you're so fast. What we saw there with Doombug making that stop at midfield, with Just Tuck making the stop at midfield, allowing Doombug to get back. It doesn't take much as Doombug finds that top right corner, a nice, just easy touch over the top.
Yeah, so you know, sometimes that's all it takes. Fuzz can't come up with that touch. Instead, he goes back and goes for the save, but he had been pretty much flat-footed at that point in Doombug. That's an easy shot for him. Top right corner, and we have a tie game.
I think the big... Go ahead. Don't let me step on you.
The kickoff goes to the Tyrants. Oh, what a fake out by Fuzz, and Doombug comes up and gets the save, but that could have potentially been an opportunity for Zach, just unfortunately didn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, and here, again, an opportunity opens up in the form of that whiff, but that's one you don't want to overcommit forward on. You can't expect players to miss and leave yourselves vulnerable. And that physical play out of Fuzz to keep the net clear. Let Zach drive this one home. We mentioned it earlier, gotta find the creative ways, the new physical plays or the pass plays, and we see it right here.
Yeah, Fuzz already upfield, goes for that bump. Way to make your position, you know, a not so great position work for you, and a great presence of mind. Like I said, the Tyrants, very, very good game knowledge and very, very good game sense. It's just that they've got to figure out how to execute on the Flames, and they're seeming to do it very well this game. Doombug takes control of that one. Back out to Fuzz. He was ready for that one the whole way. Zach chips it off of Doombug, looking for another touch. Gets it past Just Tuck. Doombug goes back and reclaims it. He's going to carry this one through. And not able to get it past Fuzz, who gets control of it. Now the Tyrants, we have been seeing them play very well in their defensive zone, but some of the mistakes, and it's just a couple critical mistakes at the wrong times. Like that.
Yeah, and as you say it, Gigabyte, you're too smart. You've got this all figured out. You know exactly what's happening. But no, credit to Doombug getting in front of that one, keeping it in front of the net. Just Tuck trying to get a touch, recognizing it's not going to happen, and Doombug playing exactly like you mentioned earlier, those tight, fast rotations, staying up on the net, staying aggressive, and as the defense scrambles to get back in position, taking advantage of it, scoring goals.
Just Tuck, nice banger out to the side to maintain control of it. Goes to Zach. That's not a great touch for Zach, though. Is Fuzz there? Yes, he is. He'll take it back up to Zach. Zach takes a shot. That's a long one, but Doombug was back in time. Doombug will carry this one across the net. Zach going to go for the challenge. Unfortunately, Zach and Fuzz were on top of each other, so no recoil there by Fuzz. Doombug demos out Zach. Fuzz, last one back now. He does get the save, but the pressure is on by the Flames. Shipped in by Doombug. Zach goes back and gets a hold of it.
We're seeing two different play styles here. We've got the Flames, who are aggressive. They're in your face. They make you make mistakes with that upfield pressure. They force you out of position and then ram the ball home. On the flip side, we've got the Tyrants, who are doing a really good job managing space, and when you give them space, they make good, intelligent plays. Not so much mechanical, but just really well thought out brain games on the side of the Tyrants. So if you're the Flames, stay in their face, and if you're Tyrants, you have to find a way to get more space as they back off of that one. Not enough boost to finish that opportunity. Maybe wanting that one back later.
You know, I'd like to see the Tyrants trying to find a little bit more on the passing plays, because we haven't really seen them try to connect with each other. Instead, they've been going for mostly solos. Doombug fakes out one and another. Just gonna punch it through force of will, and that'll be a Flames lead here late in the game.
We just mentioned it. The Flames' aggression. They're so quick to punish anything that is even close to the front of the net. If you leave it there, it doesn't matter if there's a defender behind it. The Flames are coming, and they're going to eat away at your door until they are through, and they are burning you down.
Zach now over the top. Got to pass Doombug. Fuzz, opportunity. Fuzz puts it in. That's an easy one for the Tyrants. That'll be a tie game with just under a minute remaining.
And this is, I hate to be that guy and say I told you so, but when you give the Tyrant space, I know it's quick, it's off a face-off, but you see they find a little bit of space, and they do a really good job of making that finish out and get into the net. If you can find a way to keep it away from the Flames, it's going to be a big advantage. I think you're exactly right. Get those pass plays to force the Flames out of position.
Now Fuzz trying to put that one through, but can't get a good touch on it. Not good enough to get away from Doombug, at least. Zach to Fuzz. They're connecting with each other on offense now, which I really like to see, and they're starting to throw the Flames off a little bit. We're seeing a lot more sustained pressure. Zach back out to midfield to Fuzz. Fuzz trying to flick one. Gets it over him, but not the way he wanted it to go. Chips it past Doombug. No, Doombug, great reaction. Up to Just Tuck, and Zach is there in time. So now we'll see it go the other way, the Flames with the offensive opportunity.
Yeah, this has been a good showing of kind of what happens when you start to put pressure on the other team, especially you see the Tyrants finally getting some opportunities up on the Flames here. If you could get pressure forward, even a really good team, if they haven't been used to getting that pressure, will start to fall apart. But there's an opportunity taken away by Zach. It's still up. Fuzz plays it down and is going to push this one to overtime.
Well, our second overtime of the match. We saw how it went last time. The Tyrants took it, I believe it was 4-3 in the end. Now Doombug, easy shot, easy money. That's going to be the Flames taking game 3. And they're going to pressure and potentially force the match point.
You know, this is kind of funny. Hunted was making fun of me for saying this yesterday, but I'm going to say it again in spite of that. And it sounds stupid, but you need to score more goals. And I know how that sounds. But the real thing here, what I mean by that is you can't let it go to the end of the match. Both of these teams have proven they're capable of scoring goals. You don't want to end up in this overtime golden goal scenario because it's anyone's game at that point. It's not enough to just be ahead by one. How many times have we seen a team get tied up on because they're only up by one? If you really want to secure this game, you need to be in the lead by 2, 3, 4 points at the 2-minute mark, because otherwise it's still anybody's. And then you can just never settle down into a solid play style because you're constantly scrambling for either that little edge or to catch back up.
Yeah, and to iterate on a point that we were talking about earlier, you know, the Tyrants, they're great when they're executing on offense. They're great when they're fighting that aggression, and it kind of wraps into that score more goals type of thing. They're kind of relying on the mistakes more and more. It still seems like, so they need to try and find a way that they can wrap in their own creative plays, which we've seen flashes of. We just want to see more of it.
Yeah, the Flames, it's just solid pressure upfield. They don't need to make they don't need to make the other team make mistakes or wait for it. They're just going to force the ball home through that net. And just like you said, Tyrants need to get creative. We saw a couple of looks at passing plays, and we know that they're good in space. Those passing plays are so good for opening space because a lot of times players get tunnel focused on the ball and the players around it. So if you can have someone leaking out front, a little bit out in space, you pass it up, and then we know the Tyrants can score from that position.
Well, the Tyrants are going to try to avoid the series loss here. Fuzz puts that one pass on the early kickoff. Doombug off the wall, and he gets the second touch to make sure it doesn't stay dangerous. Fuzz and Doombug fake each other out. Doombug up to Just Tuck. Just Tuck gets dunked out by Zach. Although that's not a great touch by Zach. And Doombug's going to put one into the bottom right corner, and that'll be a Flames lead.
And once again, we see the Flames do such an awesome job when they see that opportunity, even developing. They don't even wait for it to be solid and, oh, hey, we know for sure this is open. They see that coming. They see the touch is a little bit of a mistouch as it's happening. And they're already turned upfield to try to punish it.
Doombug wins that one out to the side. Just Tuck was there in time. Gets dunked out by Fuzz, though. Zach coming in for this touch. Doombug gets a dunk. Doombug, he's been really, really great on the 50s tonight. Just like that. He just puts a shot in.
That's just solid play all around. Fuzz caught out of position, goes. It almost looked like they were going for boost. They looped out a little wide, trying to get that near post position to try to get it, but they just gave way too much time for Doombug to set up a flick and pick their spot from close in. You just don't have enough time to react.
Just Tuck receives this one off the wall. Back to Fuzz. Fuzz upfield. The Tyrants, they seem to be losing control of this one very quickly. They're just kind of bombing it back upfield into the Flame zone, and then they don't really have any control of it when they get there. They need to play the control game like they were earlier. They are having a lot of success that way.
Yeah, it's hard to play control game on this Flames team, though. They do such a good job of getting in your face and making challenges, and there's Doombug with another flick here to get the hat trick less than a minute into this game.
Well, it's his bread and butter. He chicks that one just off of his hood a little bit and then just goes up for the little doink up into the top bar and down. So Doombug definitely the MVP for his team in this match, at least, as he has been just going off.
And we can kind of see here where that aggressive play style is developing into a bit of the new meta, getting those bumps, getting those demos. But there is an awesome dunk out of Zach to send that all the way. Goal line to goal line for the long goal.
And that's something that needed to happen. The Tyrants are down by 3, and we all know that they can come back from 3 down. And there you start the comeback. And they needed to start it early because they don't want to be pressured like they were a couple games ago, where they had a 2-goal deficit with just over 2 minutes remaining. So they have plenty of time now. They can still play their own game plan. They just need to kind of do it with a little bit more of a sense of urgency.
Yeah, I would like to see them emulate the Flames a little bit here and be a little quicker to the ball. I know I've been asking them to get space, but it's not going to matter if you're giving that space to the Flames by not challenging early enough.
Well, the Flames still have an opportunity here. Doombug over top of 1. Zach gets the block. Ross over. Was looking for Fuzz. Fuzz not able to get up in time. Just Tuck couldn't get a touch on it either. Fuzz, opposite side bar. Doombug and Just Tuck both kind of on top of each other here. They're playing that fast and tight rotation, and they're executing on it well this game. Doombug, another shot. Almost gets the dunk on that one. Cleanup from Tuck is not on target. Now Fuzz will have to try and beat Doombug to this, but Doombug says, nah, fam, I got this one. Clears it back over into the Tyrant zone.
You mentioned it earlier, but Doombug does just such an excellent job of challenging the ball. If you have the ball in your possession and you see Doombug coming, you probably got to get rid of it. And ideally, you want to make a pass away to your teammate so they can get a shooting opportunity, because Doombug does just a great job winning 50s. And on the defensive end, if it's in front of the net, get it away. Don't try to win that 50 in front of the net, because Doombug, more often than not, is going to slam that one home.
He just has such a presence and a read on other players, not just the ball, that really is indicative of a master 50-50 or like potentially Fireburner or someone of that nature at the RLCS caliber. And we've seen Doombug do amazing things in his career, and the 50s, once again, they've been his bread and butter.
And it's so key, as here we get an opportunity, but Fuzz able to keep that one away. But it's so key when you're playing this aggressive in-your-face play style that you're consistently winning 50s, because otherwise you end up with just these long ball clears that are easy goals for the other team.
Just Tuck tries to put one in, but it's going to go off the backboard. Fuzz can't beat out Doombug. Zach with the shot. Doombug with the save. What a fast rotation by Doombug. The recovery crazy on his part, too. Now it'll be Zach trying to put it back to center. Dropping it down for Fuzz. No, he's going to take the shot himself. I think he would have been in a much better position to get that pass out.
Yeah, and we've been asking them to make these pass plays all night. They need to find something better than trying to make these solo plays. And on top of the solo plays, you know, that...
Although,
okay,
you know what?
That's what
yeah,
I'd say. That's what I get. That's what I get.
So, we don't know anything, Lars.
I am the peanut gallery over here, just speculating wildly, apparently with no experience at this at all. This is actually my first cast.
Yeah, and well, welcome to casting. See, that thing in the center, there's a ball. But no, anyway, that was a great shot by Fuzz. It is true, though, that the Tyrants, they do have to find some of those passing plays. They do have to find those a lot more. And we see that the Flames are doing that effectively. And Tyrants, use that as an example.
I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. But the Flames are just playing every aspect of the game better than the Tyrants. They've got the passing plays. Just Tuck is looking for those mechanical plays, where we've only seen maybe once or twice the Tyrants have attempted all series a mechanical play. We've got the 50-50 out of Doombug. They've got the tight, fast, aggressive rotations. And as I'm building up the Flames, we're going to watch Fuzz score on them from the wall as they're caught out of position.
Well, once you were done, I was actually about to say the Flames' biggest weakness is that they have a tendency to bunch up a lot, and we see that happen right there. And when they have, the Tyrants have been there to capitalize on it, as we see Fuzz do there. So 4-3 now for the Flames. And we're back to that 1-1 or 1 goal deficit, just as we were before. Because the Flames, we've talked about it a little bit, actually quite a lot. They like that fast and tight rotation. Sometimes it is beat out by things like that. Just Tuck trying to take the shot off the upright and out, but Doombug is there for the cleanup, and that'll be the Flames retaking the 2-goal lead.
I don't know if you could hear me open my mouth to make a comment and then see this develop and say, no, I'm going to get interrupted by a goal, and here it is, that fast rotation coming right back. Just Tuck off the post, and like I said, I believe it was game 2. You don't have to score on the first touch because it forces defenses to make a move and gets them out of position for that follow-up attack.
At this point, I'm just like, well, what do I know? I'm only a Champ 3. I mean, Doombug has a Renegade Cup under his title, so, I mean, screw me. Doombug all the way across field looking for Tuck. Tuck going to try and take that one off the wall. That was a tough one to read no matter how you look at it, so he misses that one. Fuzz back up field. The Tyrants looking to get something going, but unfortunately those dump and run plays just not working for them. They have to connect more on these passes.
Yeah, we've mentioned it again and again. The Tyrants, their only real advantage over the Flames is when they get space, but the Flames are so quick to get in their face. We see right here, Just Tuck diving across the field, taking it away, setting it up for Doombug, who's going to find that pick from deep in their own end and extend this lead to 6-3. That is going to be game 4 for us here. That's
going to be game 4 and the series. Don't go anywhere yet, folks. Just remember, we do play all 5 of every series. It's more of a set, if you want to call it that, but they're still technically series. So it will, however, be a series victory for the Flames, and they continue their meteoric rise, or at least their bettering across the course of the season. And this is really going to hurt the Tyrants' placement in the power rankings, I would have to assume.
We had that whole power rankings discussion before we got started here. For those of you that are not aware, currently in the power rankings, we have the Tyrants sitting at, I believe, 4th or 5th in the power rankings, and the Flames absolutely unranked. The Flames, the Tyrants just found their way onto the power rankings, and I would imagine if this continues up through game 5, they're probably going to slide down off it pretty quickly here. But like you said, we are going to play all 5 games. This series may have been decided, but the last game has not been, and it's going to be so important for every team to pick up every single individual game win that they can. When we come to playoffs, it's game wins that counts. So the Tyrants need to figure out how to upset this Flames team just all over the field, upfield, downfield, wherever you're at, to get this last win here and continue to keep their hopes for the playoffs alive.
Well, the Tyrants, they already have a negative record. You can't let it slide any more than it's currently at. They're 7-8, and they're right on that cusp of going to positive, but they cannot let it slide anymore. They have to get this game win out here. They have to come out with a 2-3 and at least be able to hang your hat on something on the day. Say that you took it to the Flames. The Flames, though, they want this fourth win bad. That will put them to 9-11 on the season, and at least within spitting distance of getting into the playoffs. They will really have to push for it over the course of the latter half of the season, but they still have a shot. And the Tyrants, they need this. They need this to stay in.
Yeah, but speaking of, they're going to have to push hard. If they can keep running this Doombug Just Tuck combo, it's going to be a good argument for why they should get there. Doombug looking for that redirect off the back wall. It's a good look. And now, again, we see the Flames doing what the Tyrants need to be doing.
Yeah, they are connecting so well on those passes off the wall, and the pass to Just Tuck by Doombug. Great communication there by both of these players. The Tyrants just breaking down on defense.
It's those fast follow-up touches that just doesn't give any time for the defense to get into position. Zach there backed off a little bit. I don't think they were aware of where Just Tuck was to follow up that shot. Thought they had a little bit of time to read off the wall and maybe let Fuzz play it out.
Cross field by Doombug up to Just Tuck. Ooh, Doombug a little bit too far up there. That's going to give an opportunity for Fuzz, but Doombug is fast enough to get back there. Just Tuck reacting very well to it too, but Zach comes up with the save as Fuzz was looking to fake it to the top, but not able to get the connection to actually do it. Doombug, great rotation back, and he is just fast.
Flying around the field without a care in the world, but Just Tuck trying to pinch that one off the back wall to get it clear, but Fuzz found that corner perfectly. You could not get it tucked up any further, and that's so difficult to clear. You can't get under it. You can't get the pinch off the back wall. Not a lot Just Tuck could have done had they even beat it back.
Well, Doombug now has the opportunity to control this one as we're all tied up. Zach pushing this one back upfield. Fuzz, wow, that's a great pass. Finally, we're starting to see them light up in Game 5, but this is too little too late. They already lost the series, but now maybe they're just trying to go for broke, and that's a great pass.
It's, we've been talking a lot about the Flames, but we don't mean to be down on the Tyrants. That's not to say they're not capable. Like we've mentioned again and again, we know they can score when they get these looks. They just haven't been getting the looks. And here we see an awesome example of that. That pass off the wall from Zach to Fuzz. Fuzz upfield ready to receive it and put that shot hard home on the net before the Flames can react.
So now the Tyrants, we're starting to see some light out of them. Just Tuck to Doombug, and just as I was saying that, the Tyrants break down on defense, and the passing plays by the Flames come out strong again. And just the control in the 50s by both of them, as well as Doombug getting a reverse Goomba stomp. What do you call that, a lift?
A toss, a player catch. I don't know what you would call it, but it is absolutely devastating to your positioning because now you're floating. You got to wait to come down. If you don't have any boost, you're upset. It's going to be very awkward. And with the speed the Premier League players play at, it just that split second of not sure what you need to do to recover or just can't recover for a second here.
Ooh, what a shot by Doombug off the backboard by Just Tuck, and the Flames retake the lead with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. And this was just a great read as the Tyrants once again breaking down on defense. They just don't have it covered at all.
Button up my jacket. I'm heading out. You guys don't need me anymore. No, that is good. We see the Flames make the comeback here off that little shallow deficit, and it's exactly what I said earlier. If you're the Tyrants, really either team, but if you are the Tyrants in particular right now, you need a commanding lead. It's not enough to hold on to a one-goal lead. The Flames have been so capable these last few games. You need to get out ahead and run away to assure this win.
Well, Zach chipping this one back over. I'm not sure if that was just a defensive, potentially desperation play, I want to say. They kind of looked it, but he had plenty of time to go and carry that one. And now we have another opportunity by the Tyrants going by the wayside. A little bit of a miss there. Zach dropping it down. That's going to waterfall. Just Tuck comes up with the save. Fuzz going to control this one on his own side. Fakes out Just Tuck, thinking he's going to flick it. And Doombug keeps this one on the offensive. Zach carrying it up the wall. And, the Tyrants, we're starting to see them, shape up a little bit on defense, but we need to see more of it. We need to see them not panic and go towards the net when everything starts going awry.
Yeah, they're still struggling a little bit to get the ball clear, I say, as Zach clears the ball away. And the other place I've noticed that the Flames have excelled and the Tyrants not so much is at the midfield. It's not sexy, it's not exciting, it's not something we talk about a lot, but the Flames do such an excellent job controlling the midfield, going both ways on the ball, and that, I have no words.
Hashtag POTW for Just Tuck. What a carry and what control to put that one in just out of the reach of Fuzz. That was a great play all around. Just Tuck with the solo carry. 2 goals up with 2:06 remaining. It is not outside the realm of possibility for the Tyrants to come back, though. But the Flames, if they keep executing like they... Oh, never mind.
I was also about to sing the Flames praises, but here, quick off the kick off. Just Tuck doesn't get the touch they're looking for. It's an awkward read in that corner coming out of the wall there. It's tough to read, and it's just a missed touch. It's a rare missed touch, admittedly. We haven't seen a lot of those out of the Flames, and that's going to give that quick shooting opportunity off the kickoff to the Tyrants.
Well, Doombug ships this one back upfield. Zach, great block. Gonna go towards shot. Doombug, great save. The speed saves him on that one. Zach tried to dunk out Just Tuck. Just Tuck dunks them both out. Now they both have to scramble back as Doombug's coming in for a shot, and you know he's good with these. Trying to put it off the backboard. Just Tuck, one touch. No, he's not going to get any. Dunked by Doombug. Is anyone going to be there for the Tyrants to send it out? They're all just kind of faking each other out, and they will eventually calm down, and the Tyrants will send it back upfield. But man, what an opportunity missed by the Flames to put this one away.
I think what started with an attempt at some mind games, leaving a fake, ended with everybody jumping up to try to read the touch and no one getting the touch because everyone expecting it from somebody else. But here, the Tyrants need a goal. I think for them to have really good chances, they need to score before there's 30 seconds left on the clock. Otherwise, it's likely going to go to a golden goal scenario in overtime in Game 5 here, and that is a dangerous spot to be. We know these Flames are so quick to punish any little mistake.
And oh, Fuzz, no, that was the opportunity to get your team back in the game, and he unfortunately won't be able to do it. Just Tuck going to take this up the wall instead, and he has full control over this one. We've already seen he can connect with these, but Fuzz comes up with the save. Doombug wisely stays back, and he'll be there in time to get the save. Like, I think the entire difference between the Flames and the Tyrants can be expressed in how they clear the ball. The Flames are always clearing you a teammate. The Tyrants are always just bombing it back upfield and hoping it sticks. And as we've seen, that doesn't work.
They're either bombing it up the field or they're trying to keep it close and getting dunked on by this Flames team, and that is dangerous territory. 36 seconds is enough to score 2 goals. We've seen much crazier things happen, but with the way the Flames have been playing, that is such an incredibly tall order. You need some real magic out of the Tyrants, and that is going to be a third one, and I'm afraid the nail in the coffin.
I mean, a goal every 10 seconds is possible, but how consistently do you think you could do that? I definitely couldn't consistently. I mean, I've done it, but maybe 1 out of 1,000 games.
It's an incredibly tall ask for the Tyrants. But if we do see it, then you are witnessing, MLE history. That would be an incredible comeback here. Unfortunately, with the way the last 4 games have gone, I just don't have faith.
Great read by Doombug to recognize Zach did not have a good shot on that one and holds back just long enough to be able to get the touch out on that one. Oh, not a great read there, though, off the wall, but it doesn't really matter, as that is going to be the Flames taking the series over the Tyrants 4-1 in a dominant fashion, just outclassing them on every single part of the court. It is not even close on that one, to be honest. The Tyrants, they looked fantastic in the early part of the series, just they lost it over time.
Well, I want to take a second here before I get into everything I want to say about the Flames. Let's take a look at this replay from Just Tuck. And it goes hand in hand with what I wanted to say, which is there anything the Flames couldn't do? Let's start off with the solo plays. Just Tuck off the ceiling here, faking it out and then catching it to just tuck that one away. Tuck it into bed, a nice little goodnight kiss to give them an extra goal there. But is there anything that the Flames couldn't do? Obviously, they're not perfect. They got scored on. They dropped a game in Game 1. But did they want to make passing plays? Yep, they made passing plays. They made solo plays. They made demo plays. They made, great offensive and defensive stands. What could the Flames not do?
Well, to be honest, I think the only times they got scored on, and this is a weakness of this strategy, is they were playing that fast and tight rotation. fantastic when you can pull it off. If you don't execute on it perfectly, you're going to get scored on a lot. And we saw that in the first game. And we saw, honestly, you see it over the course of the entire game. It's not great on defense, but on offense, it is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So, unfortunate fall for the Tyrants here in our first series of the night. They started off strong with that win in overtime in game 1, but then fall 4-1 to the Flames. But we're looking forward. Before we look forward, though, I know I use an Xbox controller. I'm on PC, but I use an Xbox controller. If you're looking for a new Xbox controller, PowerA, sponsor of us here at MLE, give them a check out. I know we're also giving away a PowerA controller. Actually, checked it out today. We're giving away 8 PowerA controllers throughout the course of the series. So make sure you follow. Make sure you stick around. Gigabyte's got his. I shipped mine to the wrong address because I'm super smart. So make sure you give them a check out. And then we are going to look forward after a short intermission here to our next series, Academy League Express versus the Hive. Stick around. Make sure you're here because it's exciting. We love to see it.